I've been getting quite a bit of flack about one of the videos that I posted 3, 4 months ago at this point, and I think it's time that I revisit some of the comments that people have been making on it. Particularly, there are some comments saying that I did the science wrong, and so we're going to revisit that and do this Mythbusters style and see what the heck we can do. We're going to try out the experiments that they outlined, and we're going to see if we still get the same results or if things have changed. I am now playing in 1.19.2, so if there's any change, it might be due to the version change, but also it may just be because the science was wonky. And that's the point of science, is you retry it. What we're going to do is we're going to do a set of a few experiments where we're going to compare. First off, we're going to build a maximum size nether portal. We're going to let it run for multiple sessions where I'll do a tick warp for an hour and let it just run so we can get a good baseline. Then we'll go ahead and break it down into the same number of portal blocks, but using smaller frames. So it will be just your basic 2x3 frame. And then I have another one that we're going to do where we're going to use the same size, so like the small 2x3 frames, but instead of making them into a square, we're just going to do one long row. So we'll have the same number of blocks, but it'll all be at a lower elevation. And we're going to see if that makes any difference. So to start with, we're just going to go ahead and get our baseline going. I'm just going to go ahead and build a platform that is high enough in the air that the zombie pigmen will, when they fall out of it, go splat. And we're going to use carpet mod to go ahead and track our drops for the hour, and we'll compare this and get an average over the several hour runtime. Okay, so here's the setup. We've got our giant nether portal here, where we've got our trapdoors and our turtle legs, so any zombie pigmen that spawn will within 2 seconds go ahead and walk, and they will splat down here where they will die, and our hoppers are going to be running a counter. So all we have to do is go ahead and light up our nether portal, and then I'm going to go take a nap and let this thing run for a while, and we'll see what happens. Okay, the first test is done. All five trials have been run, and we've got a little bit of variation in there, which is okay. That's why we take 5 tests. We'll take an average of that and compare it to the rest of them. So our next step is we're going to tear down this portal, and we're going to create a lot of 2x3, or the smallest size portals that you can make, until we have the same number of portal blocks that we do in this one. So several long naps later, I have done 3 sets of sciences on our various portal alignments and portal types. And here's what we've got. So I did 5 trials for each size, and each trial was about 1 hour long. And these were the rates that the carpet mod gave us. So you can see for test 1 for the large portals, we got 18.7 golden nuggets per hour, 16.7 rotten flesh, and so forth for all of our trials. I do want to bring up that each of these rates is slightly different from test to test, and that is perfectly okay. Minecraft uses a random number generator, I'm sure, for spawning these, so there's only a % chance. So the numbers are going to vary, but the object is to try and get these as close to the true number as possible, which is why we take long samples and then we take an average of those long samples. So we've got an average rate for 5 hours of the various portal sizes. So you can see down here I made a little note that each of these, regardless of the alignment and the portal sizes, they all had 441 portal blocks. Let's take a look at the results and see how we did. So for the big portal, we averaged 18.8 golden nuggets per hour and 18.98 rotten flesh per hour. By themselves, these numbers are kind of meaningless, and we're really just looking to compare them with what our other ones are. So the next one was our multitude of small portals. We ended up with 20.9 and 18.91 rotten flesh per hour. Our third one was our last setup where we had lots of small portals, but they were all very low in the world. Idea being that maybe if they're lower, they have a higher chance of spawning. So we ended up with 19.76 per hour for the golden nuggets and 20.36 per hour. So how do these all compare? That's what you're wondering. I just spouted a lot of numbers at you, and your head is probably spinning because I could not keep them straight either. So I did some math. Compared to our base value, which is of course just the big single portal, the small portal setup where we just had a whole bunch of small portals in one setup gave us a roughly 10% increase in golden nuggets and lost 0.37% in rotten flesh. So I'm really not sure that the rotten flesh has changed at all, but I'm really curious why the gold nuggets went up. If the portals really did spawn that many more pigmans, I would expect both numbers to be up significantly, so that result is a little confusing and I'm not sure what to make of it. Third trial, where we did a lot of these that are low, we got a 4.9% increase in the golden nuggets and a 6.7 or 6.8% increase in rotten flesh. These results, I believe, are a lot more valid since both of them increased by roughly the same amount. So I'm pretty sure that having lots of smaller portals that are lower in the world is actually better than having one large portal. You'll get roughly an average of about a 5.5% increase if you opt for this, but it's a lot more of a pain in the butt to set up and it uses a lot more obsidian. These are just my numbers. I did 5 trials, so I ran this game for 5 hours for each of the setups, and these were the numbers I got. Feel free to do your own science and let me know down below what you guys get. Also, what do you guys think about the change for the small portals, where we got a much bigger increase in golden nuggets, but a smaller rotten flesh? What do you think happened there? I'm curious to see what you guys think about that. If you guys want to see the original video that led to this, go ahead and check out this video here. If you want to learn another easy way to go ahead and figure out how to improve your gold farm, go ahead and check out that video. So as always, let me know what you think of the science down below. As you can tell, I do read the comments, and maybe if you have an issue with some of my experiments, I may just feature you guys in another video.